It's game time. The Kid Gowie. Ravens Nation. All we know is purple and black. And if you're not a Ravens fan, Welcome to Baltimore, Maryland, M&T Bank Stadium, where opponents don't make it out alive unless we bury them. Every team be afraid of them, especially all the quarterbacks, cause our defensive linemen won't hesitate to leave you sack. Let's take a minute, go back to Super Bowl 35. Domination was an understatement up against the Giants. Numerous touchdowns, they put up numbers, and it didn't take a nutritionist to see they hunger. Only stat Kerry Collins could get was interceptions. He must have thought throwing to the D counted as receptions. The pass was legendary, but don't sleep on the present. Our secondary make quarterbacks avoid that direction. You tryna run the ball, you better hope your blockers work. You can juke, you can spin, but your destination's the turf. This is a man's game, being soft will get you hurt. Watch the defense force a fumble and the fans go berserk. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go! They always win when the championship's on the line, so if you hoping that they failed, then you really wasting your time. Go and ask the 49ers, I'm pretty sure they remember when they made a comeback, but weren't declared the winners. 2 rings down, but you know they won't stop now. If the opposing D's caught slipping, you know exactly how that goes. That's another deep connection for 6 points in the end zone. The stadium goes wacko as Ravens put in work. Pittsburgh Steelers, that still curtain is looking more like a skirt. So tell me who they say is going to beat the Bengals? Who used to be the Browns until they relocated? Ravens, they are one of the greatest. There's simply no denying it. To beat them, bringing your A game's a requirement. With the youth of the team, I bet they still be dominant, even after the greatest linebacker's retirement. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go!
Yo, what's going on? It's Sunny here with another video, another live every Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you're watching the replay, you want to be part of this, like, make sure you hit that bell, because YouTube, for some reason, even though you're subscribed, does not tell you when I go live. So if you want to make sure when I go live, you get notice, hit that bell. Thank you, everybody here in Raven. Shout out to Raven, Baltimore sports fan, Bruno, Mary, Jonathan, Anderson, Terrence, Brandon, Devin, Dukes. Shout out to all of you and all of those that you are not watching or not commenting currently. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like. Also, if you're watching the replay, comment. Look, a lot of you say like, hey, Sonny, how can we support you? And I will say this, after I took my sabbatical, when I moved here, my channel hasn't done as good as it was doing back then. Well, there's 2 ways. Obviously, super chats are always available. But you know what? That's fine. If you can't donate to the channel, that's fine. Just hit that like, comment, and share the channel. That's all I want. make sure you hit that bell. That way, when you hit that bell, people know when I get live. Okay, that's the way you can do it. Hector Ricardo, shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining the live stream. Okay, let's talk real quick about undrafted free agent, and then today's show we're gonna talk a little bit about the draft, right? But if you want my thoughts about all these picks, I have a video up. Go check it out. And in the meantime, while I talk about these undrafted guys, give me a letter grade. What do you think this Ravens draft was for you? Put it there in the comment section if you're watching the replay. And if you're live now, just hit me up. What do you think the letter grade for this team is for the draft? Okay. Now, also, I just messaged Jeff Sarabiak, and Jeff sent me back that nothing new on the. He says nothing new. I expect them to sign an OT. Whether it's tonight, tomorrow, or Friday, they'll sign one, which is funny because he didn't say outside linebacker. So we'll see. So Catherine, shout out to you. Thank you for joining the live stream. So I see a lot of B's. So Baltimore says A minus, B plus, B from Kenny Ash, B. Javon said was a B. Bruno said A minus. Hector says B plus. Okay, so fairly optimistic. I think my overall grade for the draft was a B. And we can discuss that. Let me start with the undrafted guys. The undrafted guys, we're talking about Washington. Washington is a player that I absolutely love. Okay, Belair, Mary, and Catherine says A. And Raven gives it a solid B. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. By the way, today's show, I carved today's show as a day that to leave more time for callers. So my show is gonna be shorter today. And if we had callers, great, we put it in. If you don't, that's fine as well. But if you wanna be in this show, okay, don't be afraid. Just text that number, and I will call you back when I'm ready to start. The callers. Okay, to make sure you text 443-292-2337. It's 443-292-2337. Okay. So Washington is a dynamic safety. Problem with Washington, he's shorter. He's lighter frame, short. Not afraid to punish people on the tackling. Okay, I like that. He's a guy that definitely can be groomed to be a free safety for us. And why is that important? Well, we drafted a guy that I think they wanted to be a free safety on Stephens, right? Stephens is a guy that they wanted to be the free safety maybe moving forward. Think about you have Joker and Clark about to be free agents. Joker this year. I think Clark also this year. And I think their idea is we're going to pick one. Whoever the one is, we're going to pick that one. And the other one, sadly, will have to go away. So now we have either Washington or Stephens. Which one of these two can be a free safety? Well, we know Washington has played the position. Stephens is going to move yet again to another position. Super athletic. We'll talk about him a little bit soon. But super athletic and all that. So the idea for the Ravens is this undrafted and Stephens, both of them, 1 year away. 1 year away. Okay, that guy was 1 year away. They're undrafted for a reason, right? There's things, like I said, for me, the biggest problem with him is stature. Smaller guy, but I think it's fine. Think about, I'm not saying this dude is that Matthews, but think about Matthews, okay? Now, the other one is Ely, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Right tackle, big boy from Oklahoma. And we have been drafting Oklahoma guys. This was not a draft. We have been getting Oklahoma guys a lot. Linemen, right? Think about Zeus. Think about Powers. Think about Ely now, right? And Ely is also a guy that is 1 year away. Super raw. Super raw. I think he's definitely a candidate to practice squad. I'm not expecting him to make the team at all. I would be shocked if he makes the team. But definitely a guy that is more there for, okay, I see a lot of upside in this guy. We have Phillips. If Phillips doesn't pay out, this guy can be, or maybe he can be the swing tackle of the future. Remember, the Ravens are in a particular position because they're trying to get and see, okay, where can I save money because I'm gonna have to pay my big ticket items, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, and others. So I need to save on the other positions, and tackle could be one. And how you save? Drafting well. Drafting well is how you keep a team afloat as you're paying people. And then we drafted a tight end, or not drafted, we pick up a tight end from Virginia. Do they making the team? I'm gonna tell you that right now. I mean, I'll be surprised. Maybe he comes in and he balls out. I forgot his last name. I'm blanking right now. But I don't think he makes the team. I think if you say, Sonny, who has a chance? Ely possible. Washington for sure has a big chance, but Washington has the hill that it is right now. Stephens was a third round pick, okay? And the third round picks, they coaches might not tell you this, but the undrafted guys, even if they're playing better than the draft pick, they're gonna try to give the draft pick the benefit of the doubt, okay? Let me see here. With the addition of Washington, is a B plus. The Ravens need Jay Houston and O line, and my draft grade is B plus. Devin Duke says A minus. Melva says, are they charging the amount of practice squad? Are they charging? Are you talking about, do they count against the cap? If that is the question, then it's a no. The draft picks or the practice squad guys did not count to the cap. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about this draft. This draft, why you say, Sonny, why you didn't give it an A? I think it was a solid draft. It is a solid draft. Reason why I did not give them an A is because you see them having a lot of picks of potential. Look, they start with Bateman. Bateman's not a potential pick. Bateman is a guy that if Sammy Watkins wasn't here, he'll be a starter. Sammy Watkins is there. That lets Bateman learn a little bit slower. Still gonna be able to contribute. Sorry. He's still gonna be able to contribute, but not necessarily be the starter. And that's what Harbaugh likes, right? Even Hollywood Brown, first year he was not a starter. Marlon Humphrey, and so on. It's very rare that you see day one starter as a rookie. And then we go to our second pick. Remember, Jason O, another first round pick. Now Jason O Odafe Owe. He will be a guy that it will be part of the rotation by default. I think he's raw, but they're gonna throw him there and it's like, yo, you're gonna be learning. You're gonna be learning right away. Oh, I think they're keeping the amount of drafting squad that we had. No, I think for this year. By the way, I'm sorry. I think right now I have the whole weekend. I think I had like 16 hours sleep for like the past 3 or 4 days. So my apologies. Anyway, so Owe is definitely a future pick. I keep saying this. He is a developmental guy. He looks great. He looks the part. Love his story. Love the press conference. But the developmental guy. My hope is he can be like Bud Dupree in 2-3 years. Boom. But I will say this: Bud Dupree started being better as soon as they got TAY. Okay, that is important. Again, if you want to call, text 443-292-2337. 443-292-2337. Yeah, the Ravens see high. Oh wait, I watched the film. This is not I did a video of him like a month ago. You can go check what I thought. And I think, like I said earlier, I think it would be disingenuous for me to now say like, oh, but look at all these great things. Now that he's a Raven, right? I'm rooting for the guy. I hope he does well. One thing I didn't know was he only has been in the league, or not in the league. He also only has been playing football for 5 years. That is impressive. So that gives me a lot of hope. Definitely gives me a lot of hope. Okay, then Cleveland. Cleveland's a guy that can be a starter day one. He has some. I have some concerns. I don't want to reread them. I have all my notes here, but I would prefer if you guys go watch that video if you haven't. But Cleveland, I have some concerns, but all rookies who have concerns. But a mountain of a man, a guy that should be able to eat blocks, should be able to eat some of those linemen. The D tackle, the nose tackle, this guy King, definitely play guard. Oh yeah, he's definitely a guard. He's definitely a guard. He doesn't have quick feet to be a tackle. He's definitely a guard. Somebody asked me like, hey, can he be a tackle at 6'6", 354? I said he has the size, but he doesn't have the feet. Even as a pulling guard, I have my questions. Hopefully, their answer. But look, right now, think all the O-line: Stanley, Cleveland, center, question mark. Right guard, you have Seiler. Right tackle, question mark. Hopefully, they sign Kelly. I'm bigger on Kelly than Villanueva, so hopefully they sign Kelly. And I guess let the battle begin between TCC, Bozeman, and Macari. I will say this: my Bozeman has been in this team for 3 years, always at left guard. They had the opportunity to put him at center. They have been shying away to put him at center. I don't want them to force Bozeman there. If we need to get Bozeman out of the rotation, we need to get Bozeman out of the rotation. It is what it is. Joker, that's awesome, man. Drop jersey after Taylor to get a Bateman jersey created. I'm so excited. I'm planning to get my jersey of Bateman. And then we go back and draft another guy that is pure potential. Pure potential. So your first 4 picks, 2 are potential. And one of them is a first round pick, and the other one was late in the third, which I understand. But going back, I watched a little bit of Steven, not much. I couldn't find a lot of SMU games. He seems to have all the athletic abilities there. So hopefully he can put everything together and come ball out. Let me see. How much money will Kelly demand? Near vet minimum, maybe with some incentives. Thank you for the question, Anderson. I think A. Ely and 8 Washington will make the team. Mark my words, maybe not starters. Oh no, they're definitely not starters. Could they make the team? Maybe. Ely. If I was a betting man, I'd say Washington over Ely for sure. I think Ely will stay here, and they say like, yo, stay here next year for sure, especially if they brand a right tackle. I wonder if the undrafted right tackle from Oklahoma will make the difference. He was a backup to Zeus in college. Yeah, that's Ely. That's what I'm saying. I think it has the potential to be a good right tackle, but he has a couple of things to learn as he progresses throughout this time, which is fine. It's an undrafted guy. You probably say, hey, the reality is you're going to bring a veteran. I want you to learn from that veteran, and then you can compete with Phillips. But right now, our whole is right tackle, right? Right tackle is a whole. Center, we have a competition going on. Next pick is a pick that I love. No faith in Tyree. I mean, we'll see. He had a year under his belt. Think about this. Tyree was raw. Tyree played horrible as a guard. Too decent as a tackle. But remember, last year there was no off-season workouts. So he will get all that plus the time that he spent with the team last year. Maybe he's ready to be the right tackle. And that's the best case scenario for the Ravens, right? Even if they bring a veteran, the best case scenario is Tyree's ready to be a tackle, so take that step up and be ready. Oh, NFC North Talk is going to be lit for sure. For sure. Can't wait for that show. The guys, me and the guys have been talking about this, the show for tomorrow. Anyway, so we go in. Now, the next pick, Wallace, amazing pick. One of the things is I kept saying to you guys, we need guys that can make contested catches, 50-50 guys. For both Bateman and Wallace are those guys. We didn't have none of those. Sammy Watkins is not that guy. Duvernay is not that guy. Hollywood Brown's not that guy. Even Boykins is not that guy. So your entire receiving core is more finesse receivers that can catch the ball, in traffic, but not necessarily go get that ball. These 2 guys can go get that ball. Bayman, amazing. Wallace as well. Wallace not uber fast. If you go watch this tape, he's not uber fast. It's one of the reasons he has to make consistent catch because he doesn't create that separation. And obviously, I'm not expecting, to be honest, for Wallace to get a lot of impact this year. What I'm expecting is him to learn, him to create a rapport with Lamar Jackson, and then Lamar Jackson trusts him, and then you can see him take a step forward with the contestant catch. Wallace is not necessarily a pick for next year, but it's a guy that I think it will take a minute before you can see his impact. Love him. Love the pick. And a lot of people next year, I can see it right now, next year people will be like, we need to get rid of that Wallace kid. He doesn't create separation. No. He's a fourth round pick. Yeah, I think he was a fourth round pick. Fourth round. And all these guys need to develop. This is how I like to evaluate our players. First round draft, I need impact year one, potentially starter. First year for second round pick, just be part of rotation. Next year, you can push to your starter. Third round, first year, learn. Next year, I want you to be part of the rotation. And year three is what I'm hoping for you to be a starter. And fourth and later is the same, just less expectations, right? Whatever you get from them is a bonus. So who we drafted after that? I'm blanking right now. We didn't draft the Notre Dame guy. It didn't draft the full. Oh, I have them here. What am I talking about? Tyler Wallace. Oh, Shaun Wade. Shaun Wade is a pick definitely for next year, maybe for this year, but definitely for next year. The idea with Wade is our guy, Young, gets injured too much, right? And he got paid. Let's see over the cap right now for Tavon Young. This is important for you. What I think this pick is. Okay. That's not what I want. Okay, Tavon Young right now, today, he's the sixth highest cap hit. Okay, with a cap number of 5.9. Next year, Tavon Young is the fourth highest. And if you cut him, you have a $5.8 million savings. So what I think Wade is, and what I think is such a good pick, is not for this year. This year is learn from Tavon, be a gunner, do your thing. Next year, they're gonna, in my opinion, because they don't want to have Humphrey in the slot. And the reality is next year they probably will not bring Jimmy Smith, I think. So now you have Peters, Humphrey, and Shaun Wade as a slot corner. That might be your three for next year. Okay, I think although we love Marlon Humphrey and love what he brings, he's great. He's amazing on the outside and he's good on the slot, but you want to keep him where he's amazing. In my opinion, that's his best trade. Yep, Bateman creates for the route, and he also is fast. Not as fast as Hollywood, but he's fast. I'm on the fence about Shaun Wade. Do you think Prochet and Justice Hills are on the way out? I think Prochet has at least one more year. One more year. Boykins, I think, has more possibility to be on the way out than Prochet, although Boykins could essentially be converted to a tight end, is what I think he should do. Shaun Wade is a taller slot or free safety prospect. I think they're gonna make him a slot. And they might try him in practice to see how he's as a safety, but think about it. You brought in this draft 2 potential free safeties. And unless they're just gonna clean house and safety next year, which I'm hope not, but if they're gonna keep one as a strong safety, it's between Stephens and Washington to be who's the free safety, and Wade will be the slot corner. Baltimore boys, shout out to you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching the live stream. By the way, if you're watching this, please give me a like. Real quick, a like. Because I haven't changed. And if you want to be in the show, text at 443-292-2337. 443-292-2337. Sean Wayne, I think, will be very versatile, especially with his size. I don't disagree. And then we get, yes, I'm taking callers. If you want to call, please text now because as I'm almost finishing with this, whatever people I have and whatever queue I'm going to go through, and then that's it for the show. So if you want to be in the show, text. Remember, don't call, just text. I like the versatility that these TVs have. Yeah, well, Stevens is learning, so we'll see what he becomes. But I'm hoping, right? I'm hoping, definitely hoping. Gerald, shout out to you. Thank you for joining the live stream. And then you had Dylan Highs. That I like what I saw from High, especially on coverage. Very versatile outside linebacker. And the thing is with him, you can see, he has traits, but he's been in the college system for a while. I would have expected for him to ball way more than what I saw. Not that he's bad, but he's definitely a fifth round for a reason. I like him. I definitely like him. He will be part of the rotation, especially he's a hardworking kid. Love that he was a Ravens fan. Love all that stories. Baltimore Sports fan says the Stephen guy I think will be used for special teams a lot. I agree. And then the hope is he can learn free safety. Okay, let's talk about Ben Mason. Ben Mason, I was shocked when I heard Ben Mason was a fullback. And I know the Ravens call him as a tight end, and if he's near like what we call is, I hope he does not. He does not. Hold on. Hope he does not get a slot or a tight end position because he requires slow as F as a tight end. So hopefully we keep him as a fullback. Now another pick that is possibly for next year. Same. I know a lot of you like Project Pat, but Project Pat is only in the contract this year. And this year he is almost $4 million for the cap, and he's free in next year. So if they like what they see from Mason, they can definitely let Pat go, and they save that money. Yeah, I agree. Baltimore Sports fan. Anderson says people won't want to hear this, but I think Peters and the Joker won't be around for too much. Well, Peters has 2 more years in the contract. I think they want to keep him there. But yes, Peters this year, his cap hit is 9, and Peters next year, his cap hit is 15 with a $10 million saving. But you know what? I can see if he has a good year, I can see them re-sign him. Anderson, I don't want to hear it. Project Pat might price himself out. Yeah, I mean, remember, we're looking to save some money wherever we can. Okay. Let me take, I only have one person here that wants to be caller today. So if you want to be calling, make sure you text before I finish this call. If not, I'm going to be closing the stream. Hello. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Sonny. How are you?
Hey, good. First time caller, right, Narum?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce your name?
Naron.
Okay. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for calling. So yeah, what do you think about the draft? What do you want to talk about?
Let's start off with the draft. First of all, I would give us a solid B. The reason why I would say a B is because we drafted Rashad Bateman, who I was kind of preferring over Terrence Marshall. I really wanted us to draft Terrence Marshall, but then since we drafted Rashad Bateman, I was like, okay, it is what it is. Then we came back and we drafted an edge rusher. Many people are like, okay, this what is EDC doing? But I understand where he's coming from because we do need edge rushers to set the edge, to set the tone, so we can get at the quarterback. So I understand where EDC is coming from. Then we drafted another wide receiver, which I absolutely love. Now, to the points where I kind of gave us a B was we drafted the fullback. which I was kind of like, why would we draft a fullback? But I'm guessing because he plays, to help beef up the offensive line, and I'm guessing because he could also play defense, the defensive side, just like what we have with can't think of his name. Can't think of his name.
Our fullback, our current fullback.
Yeah, Pat
Ricard.
So overall, with the draft, I really love what we did. To be honest with you, we drafted a corner. We drafted a corner, which we need because you can never have too many corners, just in case one of our big corners come back. I mean, one of our big corners, they go down, and then you have spots to fill up. Mm-hmm. And then I'm really excited for this year because even Marshall, who we drafted last year, he was injured, but he comes back fully healthy from his season-ending injury from last year. And then we have Tavon Young, who is getting on that side of injury-prone now, but it is what it is. Not to mention that Lamar has weapons finally, but the problem with that is not so much the weapons, it's our offensive coordinator that I have a problem with.
Okay.
Other than that, I think we did a solid job drafting. EDC is the GOAT, I would call him. Best GM possible. But other than that, that was a really good draft. I'm kind of excited to see what Bateman does and how our rookies do for this upcoming season.
Yeah, Bateman for me was one of my favorite receivers coming out of this draft. I was in love with Bateman. In love. The OA pick for me was a little bit questionable. To be honest, if they really wanted OA, I would have hoped they could have traded back and accumulated more picks, but it wasn't being. I'm hoping the kid pulls out. I like him a lot. I like his story. I just, for what I saw in film, being a first round pick, the Cleveland, Ben Cleveland. I want a minors there, the center, because we have like 1,000 guards in our team. But if Cleveland is going to be the guy, it looks like basically they have their guards for at least the next 2 years between him and Seidler. And then Seidler in 2 years will be leaving, and then they can bring somebody else. Ben.
Now, I will say this. I will say this about our receivers that we have. Now that we drafted 2 wide receivers from this year's draft, this immediately puts, I feel, Boykin on the hot seat. Not so much Crochet, but Boykins. I feel that this puts him on the hot seat really more than it does Crochet, because Crochet he can still do punt returns, and that even though that he sat out, like he was put on the bench per se for Duvernay for taking that role from him, but I feel that Boykin is on the hot seat, and he needs to. I feel that this is his year. Either he's going to stay or go. This is his basically prove it year, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he needs to have a strong camp as well.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, at this point, I don't have necessarily a problem with the pick. Yes, I would have wanted for first rounder to be a little bit more polished than what he is. Then because we drafted him for future, him is a future or potential. Maybe he can provide a lot this year, but if you just go by tape, he's more. You're hoping the next year is when he becomes more of a contributor. The same thing you have with Stephens, right?
Yeah.
The same thing you have with Ben Mason, and the same thing you have with Notre Dame edge rusher. I'm blanking at this thing. Hayes, which is fine because those are later round picks. Later round picks, you'll see that. But at this point, this draft, although solid, I think most of this draft was done for next year.
Right.
Minus Bateman and Cleveland. Those two I am expecting some contribution this year, and also Owe, but most of the other two specifically.
Now, I didn't mind the Hayes pick because I'm a huge Notre Dame fan, so I was really excited that we picked up I'm really excited that we picked up a Notre Dame, mainly on defense. But as I was looking at his tape he looked like he did pretty good setting the edge. Getting at the quarterback, he was very athletic. Seemed like he was moving pretty well. I'm glad that we picked 2 edge rushers just to help get after the quarterback. Is what EDC was going after, and they came to the right place because we love developing defensive ends. Mainly, we do well on defense in overall. And I feel that we're gonna train them right, and they're gonna be ready to go.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting, by the way. But you said you're a Notre Dame fan, right?
Wait, say that again.
You said you're a Notre Dame fan, right?
Yes.
So you watch a lot of Notre Dame games.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So do you remember Hayes a lot?
Yes.
When you were watching him.
Yes. Last year when he was playing, he was kind of like in and out. I would say in and out of. He wasn't really making a lot of plays, but when he did, he came in crunch time situations, I would say.
Yeah. So he looked to me as well that he's part of a rotation, but he wasn't that guy. And
right.
What worries, well, that doesn't worry me because again, he's a 5th-round pick, but he's been in the college realm. He's probably like a 4-year. And you would have hoped that he was going to be that guy at least at that point. But look, I'm hoping they can develop him because he definitely can play like an outside linebacker, which is not true for everybody that is an edge. I remember we were looking into drafting Ferguson, and eventually we did. I said to you guys in the show, I said like Ferguson is not an outside linebacker. He is a 4-3 DN. I'm not even sure he can play 3-4 DN. I think that's the problem with Ferguson. He is out of position. He's not big enough to go 3-4 DN, and he's not as nimble and as agile to play a 4-3 a 3-4 outside linebacker, where you're definitely required way more because you're required to go back in the coverage, set the edge, rush the passer. You have way more responsibility than a 4-3 DN does. So this dude Hayes definitely has the ability to be an outside linebacker.
Yeah, he really does. I'm not so much sure if he could play is he really solid inside. I believe when I was watching him in Notre Dame, I think he did pretty solid when they put him inside. But I truly believe that Martindale he would find ways to get our guys in great positions to perform. Even though we highly expected that Sack Daddy, so-called, we wanted him to be more of a major factor, even though he wasn't last year. But that's why we have Calais Campbell, Derek Wolf in the inside, forcing interior pressure, and then that's why we will have hopefully on the outside Sack Daddy and either Away or Hayes on the opposite end.
Yeah, I'm hoping they still bring a outside rusher like Houston or Kerrigan.
Right. Just to provide that veteran presence and also to set the edge or to help in run support, which they both did very well in run support. When I was looking at Hayes and when I was looking at Away, they really did very well in run support, which is a major deal for us.
I agree. Especially in this division, a lot of good running backs.
Right. Now the Cleveland Browns, they did pretty well too.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. All these running backs in the division. So it's good to have good run support on defense. Anything else?
No, that was pretty much it far as the draft. But other than that, I'm pretty excited for our rookies, especially for Bateman. Helps Lamar tremendously. Hopefully that G-Roll can provide opportunities for them to scheme them open that he hasn't done in the last 2 years that he has been here, which is really, really kind of not sabotaging Lamar, but it kind of is in as far as his progression as a passer. Even though I feel that he can pass, I feel that he can pass the ball. It's just that Greg Roman is not opening up the playbook for him to do what he needs to do.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Definitely, if we keep running the ball how we have, Lamar should have a lot of windows to throw the ball on throwing position.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a wait and see. But other than that, I was really excited about the draft, and I'm really excited about this 2021-2022 Super Bowl year that we're about to go through, and hopefully we can make it all the way.
I'm hoping too, man. Thank you for calling. Don't be a stranger. You know, it was easy, right? I call you back. Appreciate you, man. Hope to call.
No problem.
Hope to hear from you again, okay?
All right, see you.
Take care, bro.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, let's go hear another call.
Hello?
Hi, is this... Hold on, this is the other caller. This is Taz?
Yeah,
Hey, how you doing, man?
doing good.
What do you want to talk about?
I just joined the show during the last call, so I don't know, but I'll just talk about the draft and my opinion on it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like, I love the Bateman pick. I'll give it an A+. I had him as my 6th receiver. I had Elijah Moore in front of him. Like I was really high on Elijah Moore. Like I know like Ravens fans wouldn't think he's like the receiver we need, only being 5'9".
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, I liked him. I think he could have played outside, but I'm fine with Bateman. He can step in and make day one impact. Like I was watching with a couple of friends. Like we were hyped up when we got Bateman, and then the energy just went down when we got Owa. So like like the pick grew on me. I'll give it like a C. If we sign Houston and Kerrigan, I feel a lot more better about it.
I agree.
The Owa pick. But I feel like the things like when I watch Ravens defense, like obviously the pass rush isn't there, but when we like suck first running back screens. I feel like he can really stop that. Like we don't have anyone on the roster that can really stop a screen. Maybe Patrick Queen, but like I feel like he can really chase down backside on run plays and stuff like that for just the first year, and then develop into like the pass rusher we need.
I agree.
And then like the Ben Cleveland pick, I like it. I would have preferred Miners because you could play guard or center. So like Bozeman, we're gonna slide to center now, but I feel like we would have had more options with Miners. But Ben Cleveland like fits us perfectly. A mauler that's gonna like pancake people in the wrong game. I didn't like the Bradley Stevens pick. It was okay. He always does very similar to the Amon Marshall pick. Like he always gets depth at corner. He's also going to impact special teams, which is going to be important. And then like Kylan Wallace pick, I really like that pick. I feel like that when we picked him, I was like Boykin's out the door because I'm done with Boykin. Like because Tom Walsh going to play outside. Bateman's going to play outside. He can play inside too. Watkins is outside. Brown can play both. And then Duvernay's and Crochet in the slot. So I think Boykin's the odd man out. He would have to have a really good camp, in my opinion, to stay. So I don't think we're going to cut Crochet in just a second year because special teams.
Okay.
And then last couple picks, like, they're okay. But, like, the undrafted signing of Darius Washington, I don't know how he went undrafted. I thought we could get in, like, the 4th round. I think he's going to make the team, and he's going to get some reps on defense and make an impact for us.
Yeah, I agree. I like him a lot. I was surprised that he went undrafted. On that, safety seems to drop. Think about this. Mooring, I love him. He went to the 2nd round. Molden, another good one, also dropped, right?
Yeah.
So safety seemed to be drafting this year. So hey, we'll take him.
Yeah. And then so today's the first day that it doesn't count towards the comp picks, right?
As soon as 4 o'clock hit.
Oh, yeah. I heard the Colts, they're not bringing back Houston. I knew they weren't going to bring back Houston as soon as they picked Kwity Paye, but like the GM confirmed it. So hopefully we bring him in and one more, maybe like Kerrigan.
Yes, I would love to. And then Kelly as a right tackle, and then my life is gonna be better. I think if they do this move, they should be fine. None of those will cost you a lot, so let's do it.
Yeah. I'll give the draft like a B plus. I don't know, like we nailed like a lot of needs. We got decent value in like the mid rounds. I also like the Sean Wade pick because like I remember 2019 he was actually good. 2020 I feel like he didn't even want to be out there.
Yeah,
like he was getting like cooked left and right.
yeah, he went to the outside. It wasn't his best. That's why I think he could be the Tavon Young replacement. Look, a lot of these picks for this year it felt to me they were for next year, right? So you didn't have to put a rookie there. So we'll see. But I think Young next year doesn't come back. I think Pat Ricard next year doesn't come back, and I think one of the safety next year doesn't come back.
Yeah, I would prefer that we cut ties with Clark and keep Elliott. I just feel like Elliott's way more of a playmaker than Chuck Clark. But like Chuck Clark has the green dot. Hopefully you can like transition that to Patrick Queen. I really don't like Chuck Clark. Like he makes a lot of like he's like always there, but he's always like a step behind. He never makes the play.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. Anything else?
No, that was basically it.
Well, I appreciate your call. I think this is maybe your first time calling, but if not, I appreciate you calling. Hopefully I can hear from you again, okay? Thank you, bro.
All right, bye. Yeah.
Okay, a lot of great points there from Taz. I actually agree from basically everything he said, so. Okay. Have one more after this current caller.
Hello? Hello, this is Bobby.
Hey, Bobby, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
I just have two things to talk about. When would you think Lamar Jackson's going to get signed and get that deal done? And with the wide receivers, we have so many right now, and I think it's time to maybe cut Boykin, or something's going to happen in training camp. A couple wide receivers are going to get cut. Don't know which ones, but I have a funny feeling with the wide receiver we have now, somebody's going to go.
Yep. So right now, say if I was a betting man, yes, I think Boykins is the odd man out. But I think if somebody gets hurt in camp, you might see that not beautiful, but you might see the Ravens doing the IR list and potentially bringing them back in the mid-year. Because I think even with Boykins, I don't think the Ravens as a org is done. Even Harbaugh. Also think about this: Boykins is the only one with length in this team, so it will be awesome if he pays out. I know he struggled, but I think the Ravens actually want him to succeed. So there's others like I have. So maybe Boykins could be kicked inside. Again, we'll see as time goes. And then with Lamar's contract is about to be due in 2 years. I think they definitely will be good if they work on it this offseason. But and it will be as cheap as you can get him. If not, then next year, don't let it go to where you have to franchise him, because if not, he's gonna cost you way more. You should definitely between this summer and next summer sign him to an extension, probably a 4-year extension. I think he'd be okay with that.
Hopefully he gets to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if he gets to the Super Bowl and wins it, he's gonna be very pricey. Very pricey.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because if you can give me a Super Bowl, I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Well, once he wins the Super Bowl, he has to get signed that year.
Yeah. He's going to get...
I think it's going to take it might take 1 or 2 years before I don't think this year's the year. To be honest with you, I really think the wide receivers got to get in sync with Lamar, and Greg Roman has to go also. So I think with a Super Bowl is definitely within 1 to 3 years. I'm hoping.
I hope so too. A Super Bowl in the next 3 years.
I'm a very realistic guy. Like, I don't think it's going to be this year, but hopefully next year.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely ready to compete. They're Super Bowl bound. Well, I mean health will be big, right? Health.
Yeah.
Because they're one of the best teams in the league, and you can argue everything consider everybody healthy. Are they the best? No, probably not. But if we can stay healthy and those teams that are above them cannot, look, I think KC was better than Tampa Bay, but KC's O-line completely got injured on the wrong time. So now Tampa was able to pressure.
Tampa Bay is only good because of one person.
TV.
And we all know who that is.
Mr. Tom Brady.
Yep.
He's good, man. He's good. He's still, here torturing us.
Yeah. We have a couple people that we need to sign big contracts with the next couple of years. I think Tucker's coming up now, 2022, next year?
Tucker.
22 or 23. It's coming up.
He's under contract in 23.
23.
Yeah, so he's under contract for
him also. I mean, a kicker doesn't take too much money, but what about Edwards? You got to sign Edwards too.
Edwards a free in this year. My thought is if he's cheap, they might bring him, but they might just go draft another one.
Uh-oh. That's not good. I'm an Edwards guy. Edwards and who's the other one we have?
J.K. Dobbins.
Dobbins. That's right. Yep, Dobbins and Edwards. That's a scary backfield.
It is. It definitely is. I like it. But yeah.
I don't really have anything else. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate it, man. Don't be a stranger.
Let me know when you go live again.
Yeah, hopefully I can hear from you again, bro. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, let's go to the last caller. There you go.
Yo, what's up, Sonny?
Hey, man, this is Romel, right?
Yes, sir, man. You're a hey, bro. I love you, bro. I love your content. I love you and Nuvo, bro.
Appreciate it.
I'm so happy to finally call in, man.
Appreciate it. By the way, as you saw, me and Nuvo did live stream both draft days. I was waking up at 1 a.m. to watch these drafts. But the reason why you don't see us on a regular basis is because me and Nuvo are 8 hours apart currently. That's why you don't see us streaming as much as we used to do. But hey, shout out to you. Thank you for calling. So what do you want to talk about, man?
Oh, man. I want to talk about fucking Tyler Wallace, bro.
You love that pick, huh?
Great draft, bro. He's a fucking 50-50 ball demon, bro. When I say that kid goes and gets the fucking ball, I'm sorry if I'm cursing too much. He goes and gets the ball. And I was like, wow, no way we got this kid in the fourth. I definitely thought he was mid to late second for sure.
Yeah, receivers also drop a little bit. Think about Marshall. Marshall went to mid to late second. So receivers slid a little bit, and that helped us get... Yeah, but I agree with you. And like I said earlier, I said Ravens had no 50-50 guys, and now they had two. And that is important. Because that is another element now for the receiving core. Go ahead.
I really like Marshall, man, but you seen he had some injuries, and in a COVID year, man, you can't bank on them injuries right now. We just don't have enough information. I think he was definitely probably in play at 27, but, with them injuries and they don't have too much information on them, it was kind of no-brainer. Even though I think Bateman's better, Marshall is more of a – it's weird because for his size, he wasn't as physical as I would like for him to have been on the outside. So I was always pro Bateman in general, and I was happy. Not an OA pick, I'm like you. You know, the defensive ends was kind of piss poor this year. Like, if you want to be honest, Jalen Phillips, but he had injury concerns. But if you want to be honest, Jalen Phillips, the last couple years is probably still, you know, a mid to late DN pickup at the end of the first round. But Owe, I see the potential. Maybe if we get Houston in here and get him with Calais, you know, we can work on his pass rush moves. And he can be a fucking Bud Dupree clone down there, I feel like, man.
I'll take it. I will take
Yeah,
it.
I'll take it too. If he could get to that if he could get halfway to Bud Dupree level, it's better than fucking Shaq whack-ass daddy. Like, man, that dude is just oversized and have nothing but a bull rush.
Yeah, look, when in case with Sack Daddy or Jalen Ferguson, usually a guy when they're in the third round, I give them about 3 years before I'm like, yo, you should like this year is when he should be coming to camp knowing, yo, there's almost nobody here. Even Owe should be behind me because I've been here for 3 years. And basically demand that starting job, meaning demanding it by playing well. And if in training camp preseason he cannot grab that job, he's done. He's done.
Yeah, no, we should definitely get rid of his ass. I had high hopes for him at first. You know, you look at the college sack numbers and you like, man, fuck yeah, this kid, you know, if he can get a better, if he can work on his hands, get a pass rush move, he'll get there. But right now, it just looks like he's so one-dimensional, and he's a scheme-dependent guy, I feel like, as well. And something else I want to talk about, Sean Wade. I like him in a nickel, but I think if you move that guy to free safety where he don't have to constantly cover them hard routes, he can just scan the field, I think he would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, so one thing with Wade is even you're saying that those hard routes, he was able to cover them. I went back and watched a game of Ohio State in 2019, and he was actually pretty good on the slot. It's just in the outside, and the outside should be a little bit easier because you have the outside, right? It helps you. But yeah, he was just not good. And he said that he dealt well a lot. And again, my thing is if he can be if one of these two corners can be a slot corner, and Wade has done it before, that will be amazing because then you can cut Tavon Young next year.
Yeah, it's just not enough tape on Stevens for me to be like, let me see what he can do. But if they reach for him that high, he gotta, you know, they gotta feel like he's something that can be molded. You know what I'm saying? Like he can be molded out to something that can help us later on. And I understand all of these picks are like a lot of these back end picks are literally just for us to gear up for Lamar's big contract. And so, you know, like the fullback pick, everybody was complaining about it, but I'm like, we're not going to pay Patrick Ricard in a year. So, You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like a lot of this was just like, all right, we targeted who we want to target. Now let's target some guys we think can be special, but also help us ease on away from some of these veterans that's been overpaid or injury prone. And I love Tavon Young, man. Mm-hmm. I got 3 or 4 Tavon Young jerseys. I love that guy. His rookie year, man, I was so hyped for him. But at this point, man, Tay got to go. Tay just holding the space. I hate coming in every year like, yeah, we got one of the best DB cores. Can't wait to Tavon Young's back in the slot. And then it's just soured out. But, yeah, and I hate Marlon being in the slot. I don't care what nobody say. He's nice. You know, Marlon Humphrey can do everything.
Yeah.
But, man, Marlon on that outside, he's a different animal.
Yeah,
when he's in the slot, I feel like we miss a lot when we put him in a slot.
I agree.
That's tough. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Tay, but he definitely has to go,
especially under that salary. I think one of the things that they might do with Tavon Young is just cut him and say we might bring you back at almost the minimum, very low, maybe with incentives, and if you don't get injured, maybe
if he take like I want to say a Jimmy Smith deal, probably a little less. That'd be awesome. We'd love to have Tay back. You know what I'm saying? But it'll have to be something very, very cheap. Very cheap for us to do that. Also, I want to hit on that undrafted free agency. What's it, Washington? Mm-hmm. That kid from TCU?
Yep.
Hey, if that kid can get to 200 pounds somehow, I doubt it, but I say 190 or 200 pounds, I think Chuck Clark, because no offense, actually they love Chuck Clark. I think the Joker is going to be on, limited time, because I think that's the one undrafted free agent we got where we was like, how the fuck did this kid fall out of the draft in general?
Yeah.
But his size is such a problem. Like, and one thing I seen, what's the guy name? I forgot the DB name. He was on a show on ESPN. He was talking about how Darius Washington, he's kind of like Tyrann Mathieu, but you can't value him. Tyrann Mathieu he was smaller, but he was so fucking good.
Yeah,
Darius Washington, he's a step behind Tyrann Mathieu, but they said you can't value him. You got to value him for what he can do on the field instead of his size. And I think too many people at this point are so scared of that 5'8", 178. And I don't know why. Shit, fucking Devontae Smith, 166.
Yeah.
But
the idea with that safety is you probably get more collisions to the wide receiver, because some wide receivers can be finessed and then catch and go outside, play in space.
Yeah, but if you watch that kid Washington, man, he takes fucking legs, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
he
doesn't shy away
how
from
to hit.
contact. Yeah, he doesn't shy away from contact. I agree.
Yeah. But I think he's the one undrafted free agent where I'm like, that son of a bitch is going to make the team, and he is going to put pressure on some of these box safeties. And I'm high on Deshaun Elliott. I think Deshaun Elliott can be more of that free safety, but he's been so injured. And last year, I think he did not want to roam too much. He wanted to stay within the confines of the defense, especially after Earl Thomas situation. And he just, what I'm saying, he ain't try to jump too many, over the middle passes. He was just like, all right, let me just make the play, knock it down. Let me put people on their ass, which I love about Deshaun. Chuck Clark, I think Chuck Clark is he living off all mental right now. Like, Chuck Clark is so fucking smart, and he know the defense so well that it's hard for us to let him go. But if Patrick Queen ever can pick that up, Chuck's out of here. I just think, if Patrick Queen can ever pick up how to understand the defense, I think that's where they have to let Chuck go. And other than that, man, that's all I really had to talk about, man. I just had to let you know that, man. Fucking Tylan Wallace was the biggest steal of this draft. If we could have got him or De'Ami Brown, I would have like them the only two other wide receivers. I was like, fuck yeah. Like, how the fuck did we land these guys? But Tylan Wallace, he is a perfect Raven, bro. He really reminds me, bro, like of Steve Smith. Like, I hate giving super high comps, but when I just look at certain people, like at that size, I think they're just so dynamic, and they don't mind playing on the outside and getting nasty with them bigger corners. He's one of those guys.
Hey, I agree. I think the Ravens receivers are perfect. And like I said, we talk about, I think some of these corners are definitely for next year, and we'll see where they fit better. And I agree with Washington. Definitely could be starting potentially next year.
Yeah. I also got one question for you. Kelly or Villanueva?
Kelly. Kelly has played right tackle. Villanova hasn't. Villanova was not great last year. Kelly, I think Kelly... I'm leaning Kelly and let him battle with Phillips, and if he beats Phillips, that's fine. But yeah, for sure Kelly, and then I would like both Houston and Kerrigan to be brought.
Yeah. Hey, Tyree Phillips, man, his workouts, he's been looking damn good, man. Like, he got a little bit of more shape. My thing with Tyree Phillips, man, is I don't know, man. Sometimes with Tyree, I'll be like, man, you gotta get a little more nasty for me. He also is challenged laterally sometimes, and so I just want to see him. I believe he can progress because he's looking good. He's slimming up a little more. He's working hard, and I like that out of him. But if I can see him, if he can shed, maybe 10 pounds, he can move side to side a little better. I think he can, he can take on that right tackle role. You know what I'm saying? Probably not going to be as good as Big Zeus. I'm going to miss Big Zeus, but shit. Big Zeus had to go. We weren't going to pay him no way. I was kind of okay with that trade. I mean, we could have got more for him. I understood what you were saying. Like, could have got way more for Zeus. I didn't like the trade, but you know, like we got some value for him, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think Phillips can get there. If not, man, hey, Kelly, he was part of a good damn old line out there at Tennessee that don't shy away from running the ball either. So
Yep.
I think he's a better fit for us.
So last thing I'll say is if Phillips can be 50% better of what he was last year, that would be amazing. That's what I would like.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And I still got high hopes of Phillips, man. It's just if you look at like Zeus, man, Big Zeus, well, little Zeus, he had that nastiness about him. Like he wasn't always the best at pass blocking or anything, but man, once he got his hands on somebody, bro, he was like, hey, look, you going for a field trip. If I can get that out of Tyree Phillips 70% of the time, hey, we don't have to worry about right tackle for right now. Because Lamar is going to make, let's be honest, Lamar makes up for so much with that offensive line. That offensive line is not perfect. Lamar, they just perfect for Lamar. Let's be honest.
So on the tackle side, I agree. On the interior O-line, when early in the year between Skura and Phillips, we're letting pass rushers come to the middle. That's where Lamar hates, right?
Yeah.
But the tackles, yes, if a tackle has a misplay, Lamar can make up for it. The middle part is harder for him to make it up because think about this. If it was a passing situation, now you can't throw because the pressure's there in the middle. And if you start to escape, you're going to go a little bit wide, and the outside linebacker's going to notice he's going to go wide with you. So that's the problem. So, yeah, that middle needs for sure to be rectify and solidify.
Oh yeah, that's why they wouldn't got Big Zeitler and that fucking mountain.
Cleveland.
What's Big Ben Cleveland? Yeah, not Ben Powers. They wouldn't got that fucking mountain, man. They said, look, Lamar, he'll make up for any right tackle we're missing. Let's be honest. That outside, he's dangerous. He'll get out there, he'll scoot in, he'll make the pass. But we're gonna beef up these guard positions. And I think Bozeman can transition to center. It scares me that the Ravens haven't really given him a shot. But man, you go back and watch Bozeman tape it out. Well, it is Alabama, I guess. But he still played SEC opponents. He played against Big Derrick Brown for the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? He played well against a lot of them guys. At center. You know what I'm saying? And like they said at Alabama, your best competition is in practice. So I feel like you can definitely put him at center and we'll be okay. I don't know if he's a long-term option. I can't say that now.
He's a free agent after this year.
Yeah. I think it's his spot. I think it's his spot to lose, really. I think they specifically drafted Ben Cleveland. So the fact that Bozeman's going to get the keys to being a center and he's going to either succeed or we're going to be looking for another center. I also like TCC, but Bozeman, he kind of the coaches love him right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. So we'll see. But hey, thank you for calling. I'll let you go because I have one more guy who wants a quick question in. Don't be a stranger if you want to call in the future. Take care, bro.
All right, bro.
We have one quick caller here before we shut this down. Shout out to everybody that is here. Make sure you hit that like. Remember, hit that like. If you want to support me and my channel, you can donate. Just hit that like and a comment. Appreciate that. Smodius.
What's up, Sonny? How you doing?
I'm doing great, bro. How are you?
I've been doing good, man. It's been a minute. I keep getting the tail end of your shows, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. My show's coming a little bit earlier than most people are accustomed to. So, but I appreciate everybody that is watching the replays and give it a like and commenting on these videos.
Yeah, man. Everybody, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, no problem, man. But yeah, I mean, so draft is over.
Draft is over.
Feels weird to say that. It was a crazy weekend.
Oh, trust me, man. I barely slept between Thursday night to Sunday. I slept 6.5 hours. So
we may have had the same amount of sleep. I mean, I was watching the draft when I could, but in the morning I was taking a motorcycle course. So
nice.
Yeah, so it was a busy weekend for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because over here I had to wake up at 1 in the morning, and then the other day it was at midnight to watch it. And then because I have kids, it's hard to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's dedication right there, man.
how's the what?
Who's your favorite pick?
My favorite, well, my favorite pick is Bateman. Not because he's a first round pick. He was my favorite. He was one of my favorite draft picks this year. But if I take Bateman out of the equation, maybe Wallace, but I'll go with Cleveland because I want that middle O line to be solidified. I want to have not pressure through that middle of the O line. So, but Wallace also good. In the case of the Stevens, we'll see what he becomes. I think the rest of these picks are for next year for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it looks like the biggest thing that I'm noticing is that I don't think Tavon Young is going to be on the team for much longer.
Yeah,
Is what it looks like.
too much injuries, man. It's just getting hurt.
That and then his name is Sean Wade, right? The guy who
Mhm.
they say that can project as a slot corner.
He played slot in 2019 and he did a hell of a job. People were considering him a first round pick, and then he came back, played the outside because he wanted to show people that he could play outside. He was horrible. He also was injured, and he got the coves. So
I think low key he's going to be the replacement for Tavon Young.
oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping. Nothing against Tavon Young, but he eats a lot of the cap space for not a lot of productivity.
I know, and it kills him because man, every time he was on the field, loved it. It just keeping him on the field was the big thing.
Yeah, I love Tavon Young when he plays. So I'm hoping he plays this year.
I do too, man. That'd be beautiful.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to keep you on too long. I know it's probably I don't know how it's like 11,
Yeah.
12 o'clock for you right now.
It's 11. It's a little bit, almost 11:15. And then I wake up at 5 to go to work.
Yeah.
But hey, thank you for calling us, Modius. Appreciate it. And I agree. The Wallace kid is no, sorry, not Wallace. The Wade pick is a good pick, and definitely if you hit on him, then that helps you lower your cap next year. If you think about not bringing Ricard back, not bringing Taylor Young back, maybe not bringing one of the safeties back, that's how you're going to save money as you're going to be paying Mark Jackson, Mark Andrews, and some of the others.
I'm gonna. I have 1 point, and then I'm gonna let you go. So I know you got. It's late, but yeah. I mean, what I'm thinking of safety is that the I can't think of the name's guy right now. The guy Brandon.
Our safety?
No. The guy who's drafted in the third round.
Stevens.
Brandon Stevens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm guessing is that I'm thinking he's gonna be free safety, and then they're probably going to cut Chuck Clark, move Elliott to strong safety, pending Patrick Queen being able to get the red dot. And I think that with an additional his first off season, it may actually work out.
Yeah, he needs to start working on getting that red dot. Patrick Queen. Because that will give them the ability to determine.
I think that'd be in my mind, that looks beautiful, like even more beautiful than what the back foot already looks like.
Yeah, and Sean Wade, I think is gonna be a special teamer, and hopefully he'll be ready in case Tavon Young gets injured. He can step in some snaps. Cause I like Marlon Humphrey. I love him as an outside, but as an inside guy, I like him, but not as much as I do on the outside.
Yeah, if possible, keep him where he's strongest. That I agree with that.
Yep, great.
I don't really think we have too many holes anymore at this point.
Right tackle, maybe outside linebacker.
Yeah, I was gonna say right tackle, but I don't think that much more. I mean, we could say edge. Maybe we get Justin Houston, but I think we have the cap, enough cap to go ahead and get both of them too. So
I think so.
It may very well just work out.
I think so. I agree with you.
But that's all, man. I don't want to keep you too much longer.
Yeah, man, no problem. Thank you for calling. I appreciate the call. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. You have a good one.
You too, brother. You too. Okay, guys. Thank you for everybody that's been here. Thank you for everybody that is going to be watching the replay. Give me your grades for Undrafted and for the Drafted Guide. Put it in the comments below. Please hit that like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share my content. And like I said, if you want to just support the channel, you don't have money, it's fine. I'm not here to ask you for your money. That's your hard-earned money, and I'm fine with that. But just please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share my content, and I'll appreciate that. I will see you guys tomorrow, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. FC North Talk is gonna be good, and we lit. See you tomorrow.